Hi friends, it's Paris back with another reading. I'm sorry I disappeared for a couple days. I went to visit my boyfriend as I am in a long distance relationship. And I meant to record while I was there, but we just ended up doing tarot readings on each other. But yeah, I'm back today. I hope you guys have been doing well. This is going to be a reading in regards to this full moon that's coming up. The full moon in Leo is happening on the 1st of February, which is significant, with that being a representation of closing out an old cycle, and also just it being just that number 1 energy, that's sort of starting over energy. And so this is going to focus on anything you need to know for this new moon, maybe something that you should prepare to do, maybe something you should focus on. So I'm just going to ground my energy and we're going to get into it. For this new moon in Leo, or for this full moon in Leo, what does collective need to know? What does collective need to hear right now? You know, full moons tend to be around what we need to release, what we need to let go. And the song I was hearing before I started was Just Take Me As I Am by Mary J. Blige. So it's energy of acceptance, accepting all that you've done, everything that you've been through. Thank you, Spirit. This 5 of Pentacles. Releasing yourself from the past so that you can see this new world that's in front of you. Releasing yourself from old regrets, past mistakes, and finding that balance and harmony within yourself so that you can step into this new reality. Your higher self wants to remove this blindfold. It wants you to release yourself from the guilt and the shame of the things that are involved in your past, but there may be some things that you're still holding on to. And the thing about trying really hard to release yourself from shame and guilt, it can sometimes make it worse the more that you fixate on it. And so I feel like acceptance has been a huge theme for me this month, and I feel like acceptance in general is the only way that you can truly help release some of these things that you're holding on to. It's not something that you need to be effortful about. It's not something you need to do more years of therapy or hours of therapy to put in. I feel like it's something that you really have to accept that it happened, and accept and find the purpose in it of what you may have learned from it, regardless of what this experience is or the way that you may have showed up, so that you can move into this new chapter with a new sense of clarity. So I feel like this full moon would be a good opportunity for you to do. Just write down some things that you would like to release, that get really honest with yourself and have a conversation about what you might be holding on to from the past. I know for me, a couple days ago, I had a huge release around around all the times that I neglected my own no, and how triggering it is for me to say no now. Sometimes I won't even say no because I've said no in the past, multiple times in multiple different situations, and that no wasn't honored. And so it triggers that inner child version of me that didn't feel respected or seen or heard. And so it can be very difficult for me to show up and say no. But by not showing up and saying no, I'm abandoning myself, because I'm doing things that I don't want to do simply for the sake of trying to avoid that trigger. So I don't know, but that could be significant for you. It could be hard for you to speak up for yourself. The Magician. So you may have some blockages, some creative blocks, which I always think is interesting, because the block tends to be around something within your energetic field that's blocked, like that solar plexus energy, or just a block within your confidence or your self-esteem, or your self-concept, because you are this embodiment of this magician energy. Significant with the one as well. This new chapter that you're stepping into could call on you to use your intuitive gifts more, to create that deeper connection with your higher self. But when you're still working through like some of these energetic blocks, you can't hear that highest version of yourself as clearly. This is why sometimes it's very hard to take advice from people that aren't in a very grounded and stable place, because it can come across as projection. And for you walking into whatever this chapter is that will call you to step into this magician energy, in order for you to give very sound advice and very sound help to others, you have to be very grounded within yourself. And no, it does not mean you have to be perfect and heal all of your traumas, but there may be certain subjects that you're not able to give very clear, unbiased advice, because you're still working through it within your own energy, if that makes sense. It's hard to give someone relationship advice if you're still very much like in the energy of hating men or hating women, and you have like a lot of anger and resentment build up around that. And I feel like if it's an area of your life that you feel led to share your gifts in, there may just need to be, again, some work and some release. Not work, I don't want to use that word at all. There needs to be some release and acceptance around the things that I'm sorry. There needs to be a release around some things that you may be holding on to from your past. Thank you, Spirit. The Fool. So you have 0 and 1. So this could be a start of like a new cycle. This could also be around, honestly, something that you are in the process of, because it's always a journey. This could also be in relation, especially with these two cards following up with that one. You could be in the process of releasing something. You could have just released something big. But I'm drawn to how he's looking behind him, right? And his feet are moving forward. His feet are in a completely different direction than his head. Could be feeling nostalgic. There's something about a past energy. And I'm also drawn to the fact that it's 1 and then 0. So there may be something that you're trying to start that's feeling like it's a very slow process, something that you're trying to jump into, especially with his wand in his hand. Because maybe something around like creativity. So let's say you're a singer, right? And I'm going to use this as an example because I can relate to it. And in your childhood, you were told like you can't sing, you're not a great singer. And so when it comes to like singing around people, you feel very like shy and you question whether you sound good. But it's something you really, really, really want to do. And so I feel like with this magician energy kind of coupled in with these two energies that seem to be holding on to like past energies, it's definitely something that you are meant to do. If you're questioning if it's something that you're meant to do, it is something that you are meant to do. But it's this past energy that you keep holding on to, or that you keep reminding yourself of, that's kind of creating this block around your creativity, and it's kind of creating a little stagnation in the thing that you're trying to do. Yeah, use the energy of this new moon. Use nature to help support you in this journey. Make some moon water. Speak to your moon water, what you want to be released, what you want it to flush out. But I speak to my water as a daily practice, because we are always engaging with new energies that can affect our own energetic field. So I suggest that you like speak to your water, pray over your water daily, and get into some affirmations. and just affirmations that feel divinely led from within yourself, the things that you need to hear. That's not something I would recommend looking up on Pinterest. Like, what do you really look within yourself? What do you need to hear? What did you need to hear as a child? What do you really love about your voice, or this creative passion that you have? Like, and do it without judgment, without criticism. If you're a dancer, and again, I can resonate with this as well. Don't dance with the thought of, am I technically doing this right, or are my feet turned out, or I wonder what other people are thinking. Or if you're in a room with really great people, do not compare yourself to where they're at or how they're dancing. Like, there's something about you judging yourself based on references from the past about what you're currently trying to step into. We are our own worst critic. Yeah. A lot of this 5 energy, this balance and harmony sort of energy, that's what with 5 tends to be in relation to. Yeah, this whole inner child adult self connection is what needs work, because I think we're our most creative when we're a child, right? And why is that? Because we're not judging ourselves. There's something huge here around judgment that you need to release going into this new moon. This full, I don't know why I keep saying that. I think it's a new chapter, but as we go into this full moon, that is what you should focus on releasing, is the judgment. And you do that by doing what you want to do and doing it the great and amazing way that you do it, without judgment. You release it without thinking about it too much. You make the song, you put it together in the way that you want it to, and you do not go and send it off to anybody. Does this sound good? You don't sit there for 3 hours and tweak it and try to be really like particular and perfectionistic about it. You just release it. That is how you're going to heal this wound. Exposure therapy. You dance, and you dance your heart out, and you do it to the best of your ability. And if you mess up a step, you keep moving. You don't ruminate on it. You don't judge yourself on it. If you sing and you mess up a note, you continue to sing. You don't fixate on that messed up note or anything like that, or even consider it a messed up note. Just consider it a perfect accident. Like, you have to do what you do creatively without judgment. That is what's big for you right now going into this full moon. And we got the Page of Cups. And once you do it, everything that you need to continue to do it will be provided for you. Always remember that your creative endeavors and that your passions and the things that are very heart-driven for you are your main source of income. Your 9 to 5 that you begrudgingly go to every day is your side hustle. So make sure that when you step into this new year that we're going into, as we close out the year of the snake, and please keep that in mind if you're feeling like you've been working on shedding very hard in 2025, and this whole numerical value of it being now 2026, we are still in the energy of 2025, so you're still very well could be shedding some things. I believe the spring equinox is not until like March 20th, which is the true new year. So you're still tying up some of those old energies as you step into this new chapter, because 2026 is huge. We have a lot of conjunctions, a lot of different things astrologically that are going on. So you may feel rushed, or you may feel like you're running out of time. And I just want to assure you that everything happens in divine time, in the exact time that it's supposed to happen, I'm going to pull 2 from my Quantum Tarot deck. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I love this deck. I got it from a store, from a like metaphysical store in the place that I live. I don't want to say where I live. Six of Cups. You can see there's a child and there's an adult, and he's looking at this child version of himself. Inner child healing. You need to pinpoint the moment that you started judging yourself about the thing that you love to do. You need to go back and you need to rewrite that memory. You need to go back and convene with the moment that first moment that you started feeling ashamed about who you are and the way that you show up. You need to confront that memory, and then you need to extend love to it and to yourself. You may be all work and no play right now, especially now the continuation of 5 makes sense. You're kind of out of balance as far as like your work play sort of balance. And you may really be trying to figure out like how to heal and unblock certain things. And the way to do it is for you to play, is for you to embrace flow, and for you to do it without judgment. That is how you're going to heal it. It's creating a new habit that is opposite of the one that you are used to experiencing. I'm going to pull one more. So I would do something on the day of the full moon, you know, something, carve out some time. I believe it's on a Sunday. If you don't work on a Sunday, you know, carve out some time at some point in that day, or even the following days after, and saying that I don't have enough time is part of the problem. You got to carve out, you are important enough to carve out the time that you need for yourself. We got the 3 of Swords. And then forgive. Forgive whoever may have said something, may have done something that created this wound around your ability to love yourself fully. Because everything is just projection. And I know it's way easier said than done, but no one really hates you. They just hate themselves. They just hate themselves and they give it to you. Especially if you give this energy of being willing to take it on. Which is not to blame or fault yourself, because a lot of the times we're conditioned even with that behavior. But release them. They don't deserve to have any more of your energy, of your time, or your space. I feel like you can have a severed relationship with your parents, one or both of them. I'm reading It Didn't Start With You. Very good book, but he speaks a lot about how like our life force energy can be blocked when we have a severed relationship with one or both of our parents. And so it's not a relationship that you can kind of run away or get away from healing. And if they are not physically here, there's work that you can do, not work. There's healing that you can do around that relationship, simply with the power of your mind. Rewriting those scenes and those scenarios. I would highly recommend, if you have a severed relationship with your parents, to get that book. And if you do not feel safe to talk to them, or it's very like draining for you, and it's important that you protect your peace, you can write a letter and you don't have to send it to them, you know, but it's important that you say what you need to say to them without judgment, without interjection, without fear, because that could also be blocking you, especially if they were very critical. Because they help us define that our our perception of ourselves is heavily influenced, especially in our younger years, by the way that our parents perceive us. Enlightenment. This is the Celestial Insights deck. I'm not 100% sure where I got this from. I believe it might have been on Shein. You are on the path to enlightenment, discovering higher truths. Have you noticed a recent shift in your awareness? Continue following this light. It will lead you to greater wisdom. The higher you elevate, the more aware you are of everything and everyone in the way that people show up. I would not recommend getting like your tarot and oracle decks off of like Shein. This was back when I first started, so I know not what I did, but you know, get them. Etsy has some great ones, or like a local metaphysical shop. I just feel like it's better places to get them that you can really, you know, pick up on the energy and let it be like a personalized sort of, I don't know, experience. Small businesses that you can support, you know. Purpose. Your purpose is guiding you forward. Have you been feeling lost? Refocus on what truly matters to you and pursue the things that bring you meaning and fulfillment. It's very important that you stop neglecting what you love in life and that you really trust. You got to walk the walk. You can't say that you have faith and that you know things are going to work out and then still operate from a space of fearing lack. Because when you do what you're aligned with, your soul path is aligned with what your soul is meant to do, everything you need is going to be provided for you. It just is. That's just the way that it is. When you're a vibrational match for this life that you know is meant for you, it's going to be provided for you. One card, Spirit. Thank you. Look past what you Look past what you feel are your incapabilities. Instead, focus on everything you have achieved so far. It is okay to acknowledge your weaknesses, but keep in mind that they don't define you. Your strength and your soul, your beautiful soul, are clear for all to see. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a hug. Treat yourself to something that you enjoy. Do something that you enjoy simply for the sake of the enjoyment. Bring that joy back into your life in only the way that you can do it. That's it for today, guys. If you resonated with my energy or the reading, or you want more, please feel free to like, subscribe, comment. I send you guys off with all the love in the world. Good night.